Hello, Flosstube, and welcome to Coco, the Creative. I'm Coco, and let's see. The last time I talked to you all, I showed off my current whips, and when I was watching the video back, it really put in perspective like what I rather be working on and what I rather not be working on. So I actually switched up my my whips. Like I put away the ones I really wasn't feeling anymore, and I brought back out the ones that I really wanted to get back into. So I don't want my videos to be too long, but I think this is going to be a longer video because there's a lot of stuff I have to kind of go over to kind of set the stage for future Flosstube videos. And I don't have a very detailed outline, so it's going to be kind of like off the cuff. I'm going to be looking down at my notes. Hope you guys are okay with that. I changed my angle. I'm actually in front of my window, and it's nice because I don't think anybody can see me talking to my camera. So I don't really I don't feel self-conscious about facing this particular window, but I like this angle much better. It's better lighting, and as you can see, this is where I do my stitching like during the day because the light is so good. So this is where I get a lot of my like, especially like my finer embroidery or my finer stitching done is in this window. You can also see my very lovely orchid, my Phalaenopsis orchid. I have like I have like 10 of these things, but this one is looking brand new, fresh off the press, because my neighbor gave it to me as a welcome to the neighborhood gift. I just think that's so sweet, and I just happen to really like orchids. Like orchids are my favorite type of house plant. So yeah, and I gave it a few days to kind of settle, and then once I was ready to water it, I repotted it in this planter that I've had for a long time, and I just haven't had the right plant to put in it. So I think it's going to really like this planter. I find that um, just for me personally, orchids do really well in ceramic closed planters. I've tried to put orchids in ceramic planters with the holes in them, like orchid planters, but then their roots just grow through the holes, and then so I bump into their roots and they snap off, or it's just this huge like solar system of a plant when you try to pick it up and do anything with it and water it or anything. So I'm like, let's keep all of the roots inside so they grow around the plant rather than out into the sky. And the medium that I use is uh, a large amount of charcoal, chunky perlite. So like this size perlite. And sometimes I use orchid bark, but I have some orchids that are only in charcoal and perlite, and then also some sphagnum moss on the top. That helps me indicate like, oh, this moss is really dry. And their roots are silver, like they need water. So sorry, I just went on like a planty hobby tangent. I didn't mean to do that, but I noticed that my orchid was in the shot, the new angle, so I have had to talk about it. But yeah, I love orchids, and I'm glad you guys get to. I'm glad this one gets to be appreciated because nobody comes up to my room, so no one's gonna really see this really pretty planter, and yeah, but you guys get to see it, so yay. Oh, and I'm drinking peach herbal tea just from the grocery store. I can like see, if there wasn't a house away, I can see the Lidl from my window. So we live very close to a Lidl, which is kind of like a sister store to Aldi, and I go there almost every day. But they have like all of their brands are pretty good. Like this is Lidl brand tea. And I'm drinking it out of my rainbow carrot mug. If you are a fan of rainbow carrots, hello, I see you. I also love rainbow carrots. My kids love rainbow carrots. I love cooking with them. And I just like looking at them. I think they're so fun. Um, but yeah, I've already had my caffeinated tea today. I had just black milk tea with sugar, but that's like my first thing in the morning thing. So this is just like, this is my palate cleansing tea. I had my breakfast, and yeah, this is what I drink to kind of like get all the food taste out of my mouth. So yeah. Oh, and I got this mug. I know it looks like something off of Etsy. I got it at a music festival um, in my college town of Athens, Georgia. My husband and I went back for like a summer music fest that they do every year, and we had a great time. And I got a lot of, they had like a lot of tents with like arts and crafts and stuff like that. So I got a lot of fun little um, crafts and different things like that. Oh, and this actually came from there too. Same artist, same ceramicist. She had lots of different fruits and featured, but I was just obsessed with all the carrot stuff. So I got a lot of carrot stuff. It's like orange in the middle. And actually there's like a little thing with needles in here. I have my magnifying glass for when I need to count on like a 32 count piece or something like that. And that just sits on my nightstand. Okay. So the things that I want to talk about in this Flosstube video, my finishes. I did not talk about that in my first video. I don't have that many. They're right here, but I wanted to show you my finishes since I started cross stitching in January of 2025. And then I want to show you the major updates since the last video, like the things I've been working on the most. And I do have some new starts, and I want to show you my current whip lineup. And those are going to be kind of mixed together because new starts are now part of my current whip lineup and stuff like that. Okay, so let's start with finishes. So I have 4 here. I actually have 5 finishes. One of them is halfway across the country because it was a gift, but I'll be able to describe it to you. So this is, I believe, my very first finish. It is Neptune. It came in like a kit of all the planets, just fresh off of Amazon. And I gave this to my son. This like just lives on his little nightstand in his room. And I still have a bunch of planets that I haven't done, but my finish that is not here is an Earth. And I made that for my nephew. So yeah, really cute. And then I had another little kit that had all of these kind of like Southwestern modern type art themed things, but this is just a vase and some pottery. This lives in my daughter's room, like on her dresser. I have another piece from the same kit for my daughter's room. This one took me longer than I expected, but it was when I was finishing up this one that I was like, I think I'm ready for some big girl cross stitch pieces now. So I haven't gone back to these small little kits, but it's good to just have like small pieces that you can work on just to like break up. Because I realize I have a lot of large pieces, and sometimes I just want to like work on something that I know is not going to take me a year, 6 months to a year to complete. So yeah. Okay, this one is my first completed counted cross, and I'm very proud of it. And it's just so kitschy and fun. But it says laugh, love, live moss. And if you recognize the motifs, they are the Taco Bell motifs. I love Taco Bell. It's kind of like this bonding thing between me and my mom. We used to go together. I just like the retro interiors are very nostalgic for me. I don't know. I haven't been in like a retro Taco Bell in a while, but I think some of them are still around. And my mom, she said she used to like sneak out and like get Taco Bell when she was pregnant with me. So it was like it's just one of those things that we laugh about. Yeah. So this was in my kitchen at my old house, and now I don't have it hanging up anywhere, but I'll probably rotate it in my kitchen, but I want to kind of get things stitched for my kitchen before I put this up. I'm kind of like I've had this up in my old kitchen for a while, so now I'm kind of like I don't want to look at it for a while. I want to like switch it out. Um, but yeah, this was my very first like counted cross completion. And I get my frames. I got this frame from Michaels. Michaels has really good deals on like 8x10s and 5x7 frames and stuff like that. So I kind of like, then I went to another store called At Home and I just kind of like stocked up on a bunch of those because they're useful for when you finish stuff. Okay, so those are all of my finishes. Let me know what you think. Okay, so major updates since my last video. Here we go. If you remember the rooster I was working on for my husband, I think the last time I showed it to you, I hadn't finished the tail. Well, the tail is done now. And now I'm just finishing the plumage on the head. I gotta be honest, I'm kind of like over this piece. I love it to death, but I'm over it. And like subconsciously, I think that I'm done. Like I consider it a finish, but obviously it's not a finish. So for the past 2 days, I've been prioritizing this piece and just pulling it out. And like when I rather be working on other stuff. And sometimes that like when I'm only stitching this, I get exhausted by the end of the day and I don't want to stitch anything else. Like I don't want to stitch at all, but it means that I feel like I will like appreciate that in the long run because this is just almost done. And once this is done, I can take it out of my whips. I already have the frame for this. So yeah, I'm almost done with this. And hopefully by the time I talk to you guys again, I will be done with it and it will be framed. And maybe I won't even be able to show you because it will already be in my husband's office, like in the city somewhere. Okay. Next thing. My underwater tapestry. I'm not going to be able to get this whole thing in frame. I just want to show you what I've completed since I last talked to you. So this whole section, well, I'm probably touching too much. So I don't think this coral was done. This coral is filled in now, and I'm working on this, filling in this pink dolphin here. And then I got, I believe, like this little section done. And also like the coral around the mermaid's tail. So this is like, I would say this is my major focus piece. It's also the piece I have the most fun stitching. So yeah, I got a really good amount done. And usually with this piece, this piece, I bounce around a lot. And for the first time, I kind of forced myself to just stay in one area and just do it cell by cell for like just one section and not go above a certain line. Like, I don't know if you can see like that hard edge, but I just was like, I'm not going above this line. And I want to kind of continue that trend to just, find a line, stay under it, and then move up and over and things like that. So yeah, really happy with my progress. If I can get at least halfway done with that by the end of the year, I'll be really happy. Okay. Now, those are my major updates. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I should show you my new starts or if I should just keep going through my whips because there's other updates that I have. There's other things I've been working on. Okay, I'm just going to go in the order that I told myself I would go in just so I don't get confused. Okay, so I do have a new start. It does fall under the Christmas in July category, which I didn't even, I just was watching Flosstube videos and I got the idea to do that from other floss tubers. And I had a Christmas piece. I had one of these Joy Autumn tapestry like pieces, like my underwater one, in that same style. And I've been very excited to work on it, but I was saving it for the holidays when I'm, caught up in the Christmas spirit. But I never thought to like work on it in earlier to kind of make it easier to work on it when the time comes when it's the most appropriate. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a little Christmas in July. I am going to put it away at the end of July. Where today is not October. Today is July 30th. So I have one day. I have 2 days to work on it. One day left to work on it. So yeah, this is the piece. This is the card that it came with. You can find this on AliExpress on the Joy Autumn store. But I love it. I think it's so funny. So there's two Santas, and instead of elves helping with the presents, there's a bunch of pandas. And it's just got that whole like East meets West vibe. There's the cherry blossoms and reindeer. Yeah, it's super cute, but it's pretty big. It's 70 by 90 centimeters. So I'm not going to show the whole thing. I'm just going to show what I've worked on, which is just the night sky. The night sky is kind of boring to work on. So I thought that I would be kind of doing myself a solid by getting some of that night sky knocked out. So when the time comes when I start working on it, I can just focus on like the fun stuff, like the tree, and get down there where the Santas and the pandas and stuff are. So, and then also my like plan is to like stitch all the way out to 100 and stitch down to the 50 mark. Yeah. And if I can get that 50 by 100 section completed by the end of probably, I'm still in the Christmas spirit in January, so maybe by the middle of January or the end of January, I'll be happy. And I haven't been like working on this every single day. I also started Christmas in July very late in July, but I just kind of pull it out at night because it's easier to like work through the night sky when I'm working on it at night. So just pull it out at night and just kind of like work on it. But yeah, I'm excited for that to be my focus piece in December. I will probably switch that out with my underwater tapestry, and then that will become my focus piece. Okay, so I hope you liked that one. Going back to my whips. So I think I showed this one in my last video, but it's my koi pond, and I call it Box and Fox Koi because the artist is Box and Fox on Etsy, and they make a lot of like modern art, kind of like blobby art pieces. I call it blobby because that's just the style for me. So I think last time I showed this, I just had like the top part of the fish done and maybe this fin, but now I've completed its other fin. I'm working down the body. I think I worked on a little bit more water here. I'm so sorry. I didn't think I was going to make a video today, but I had plans. I said, next time I show this off, I'm going to take it out of the hoop and I'm going to iron it. And also, yeah, sorry. I will eventually do that because I do want to show you guys like an ironed out version of this. But I think it's because I don't have very many pieces to iron out, which is why I didn't do that. And I didn't think I was making a video today. It just kind of happened. But yeah. There it is. I'm still on page 1. I think there's four or five pages total. Still on page 1. this is one of these pieces where like I'll work on it for like a day. Like that's the only thing I'll work on. And then I won't touch it for like 3 or 4 days or like a week or something. Okay. Next piece. So this was one of the pieces that I had put away for a long time. And so I'm actually not sure how long I've been working on this. I've stopped and started on this piece a couple of different times because I didn't like the fabric I was working on. So, okay, this one I think I will just take off the hoop so you can see it better, but I'm not going to be able to, hold on. Let me kind of get rid of this thing. I'm not going to be able to, you know, obviously you're not going to see like the pretty ironed version, but I will take it off the hoop so you can see the motifs a little bit better. So this is a Turtle Quaker by Owl Forest Embroidery, and I got the pattern off of Etsy. So if you've ever been to Owl Forest, they have on their website, they have their own floss. They're like own variegated floss. It's really gorgeous. They have so many really, really pretty fun samplers and Quakers. And I don't know if, is Quaker the same thing as sampler? This is labeled as like a Turtle Quaker, but I don't know. They look like they're the same kind of thing to me. But someone tell me in the comments the difference between a Quaker and a sampler, if they're the same thing. But yeah, this is their Turtle Quaker. And yeah, I will try to post a picture somewhere down there of what the final product looks like. But I'm having a lot of fun working on this. It is, it's very detailed, as you can see. Like the designs are in the turtle's shells. And this was actually because I didn't know if I could do this kind of stitching on this kind of fabric. So this was my trial turtle when I first got the piece a long time ago, and I actually did mess it up. So it is slightly off. Like I'm trying to see where I messed up. Okay, there's a little bit too much space in this section of the turtle. You see that? See how they're like they're a little bit closer to the center, and this one's a little bit further away. So yeah, I messed up the count there. I've had to, let's see, I messed up this turtle. I put it too close to this turtle's head, so I like ripped it out and moved him over. This can get very frustrating, but I feel like I had to set some ground rules for myself. Don't stitch this at night. You have to stitch when you have light like this, or else I just can't see. I had to get like, what is it? Because obviously my fabric is not gridded. So this is just like a Burt's Bees hand cream thing that I reused. I got a bunch of little like push pins. Ow, I literally just stuck myself. I got a bunch of little push pins to help me kind of count the different spaces and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this piece, but it's teaching me a lot of patience. And yeah, I've had to restart a couple of little motifs and stuff, but that's happening less and less. I haven't done that in a while. And yeah, I'm not stitching this when I'm sleepy. I can't do it when I'm sleepy, and I can't do it when it's dark. I have to do, even if I have like my little light on me, I have to do it in the daylight, in the broad daylight. So yeah, that's my Turtle Quaker. And I replaced this with the Seaview Girl. So I think the last time you guys saw me with this project bag, it had Seaview Girl in it. I do not want to work on Seaview Girl anymore. I realized that after I made my last video and I was watching it back, and I was like, I don't really want to work on this. So it's in my craft box, my craft cabinet. I will rotate it out later. I'll want to work on it at some point, and I'll rotate it out later. Okay. Second to last one. So I don't know if I had something in this that I showed you guys. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't think so. This was also, I got this from Etsy, and I have the little, I keep like my bobbins and scissors and thimbles and threader in the little pouch. I'm not taking this one off the hoop because everything is on the hoop. So this is another sampler. This is from, I think, Daily Pattern Samplers or something like that on Etsy. But it's going to be a tea time sampler. And this is the first time I've made like changes. So all of all of the recommended fabric and colors for this not channel, this shop is white, Aida fabric, 14 count, but I think she also gives other Aida count fabrics, and like navy blue floss. And all of the patterns are monochromatic. And I decided first of all, this is extra. I had accidentally bought too much of this for a different project. And I was like, what am I going to use this for? Like, this is a really pretty color. It's like, you know, it's in that teal family, which is like my favorite kind of blue. And I knew I wanted to use it for something, but I was like, maybe I can like maybe switch out some fabric of a piece that I want to work on. And yeah, I decided to do it with this one. So this is I believe this is 32 count, like Zweigart, I think Belfast. Let me see if I can actually probably find it, because I have another one. Yeah, Zweigart Belfast, 32 count, I believe. Oh, no, hold on. No. Okay, Zweigart Cashel. 28 count, actually, not 32 count. Yeah, because this is I got two of these on accident, so this is the other one that I'm using for a different project. Actually from Al Forest, where I got my Turtle Quaker. So yeah, and then I had this like extra cream DMC floss. I think the color is like 739. Let me see. It's actually right here. My craft cabinet is right here. So I got all of my backup stuff right there. Let me see if I got the number right. Yes, 739 DMC, which is just a light cream. And I'll put the picture below. But I'm super excited about this one. I know it's gonna take me a long time, like, but it's one of the pieces that I'm doing specifically for my kitchen. And also, just a little rant from me. One of my favorite things and one of like my just casual interests is tea. And I felt like since I started cross stitching, I could not find like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna zoom in. So yeah, not a lot done. There's a lot of motifs going on in this one, but I feel like I could not find tea related stitch patterns that I liked. I felt like everything felt very dated and just not me. Like, it just didn't feel reflective of like me. So it took me a while, but I found this and I really like it. And I like just this, I just like everything about it. And then I got this other tea kit off of 123 Stitch. I'm not showing it to you today. I will show it to you later. I'll show it to you at another time. But now I'm super excited because I have these two tea related pieces that I can work on. And one of them is like obviously a long-term piece. And the other one is more short-term. So I can like switch them out, but I'll always be able to have like something tea related to work on. And then when I'm done with those two, I don't know if I'll want to stitch anything tea related, but I kind of envision both of them going in my kitchen and I can like switch them out and stuff like that. So I'm super excited about this one. And I did switch this out with the sunflower vase piece that I was doing, which I didn't dislike. I didn't dislike working on that one as much as I didn't like working on Seaview Girl, but I just wasn't as passionate about it. So, and I had made enough progress on it that I felt like comfortable putting it away. So I just feel like it's going to be one of those things that I just switch out when, I need something to work on that's like easy, simple, something that I eventually want to put in my kitchen kind of thing. Okay. Last piece. So this is a new start. It is also a seasonal piece. I got two pieces to work on for the fall time. One of them is just like just a very generalized harvest time piece, and that's the one I'm going to show you. The other one is Halloween themed, and it hasn't come in the mail yet, but I'm super excited because it is Joy Autumn. It is the Joy Autumn style with the animals, and they're in a scene doing stuff together. And the thing about Halloween is like I don't like Halloween decorations and like Halloween stitches. I'm not gonna I think it's cool that other people like them so much that they gravitate towards them. But personally, I'm just not, I don't know. I don't want to get into the details, but like it is hard for me to like get with Halloween decorations. Like even with my house, like I get like a bag of ornamental pumpkins from the grocery store and I just place them all over my house. And I get them in different colors. I get the white ones, I get the orange ones, and I get the weird pimpled ones, the little gourd looking ones. And I put them all around the house. And that is the extent of my like Halloween related decorating. We do jack-o'-lanterns, like we carve them with the kids and we put them outside, but I don't do all the other stuff. I just don't like it enough. I'm like, I already have to find room for my Christmas decorations. I do not want to have to do that for my Halloween decorations. So I'm really glad that I found a Halloween piece that speaks to me that I can like focus on yeah, during that time. And then I might get another one from Joy Autumn. Oh man, talking about it. I've been like holding off on it. I have it pinned, but it's so cute. It's like these witches, or it's one witch and she has like little helper friends in her kitchen with, it's called Magic Kitchen. It's so cute. But anyway, I might have that because I right now only have one Halloween piece, and when I finish that, like I want to have another one, laying around. So you're not going to see my Halloween one today. It hasn't come in the mail. And I just don't want to spoil the surprise. So I will show you my harvest one, my just general fall vibes one. I'm super excited about this one because I feel like when I was stitching it, I was getting the same feeling as when I was stitching the rooster, and it's around the same size as the rooster. So when I finish the rooster, this is going to be a perfect just like plug in. It will like serve the same purpose as the rooster. Like fulfill me in the same way the rooster fulfills me. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to kind of separate some of this stuff. I got this one from Dream Stitch, which is where I get a decent amount of my stamped crosses. I get most of my stamped crosses from Dream Stitch or AliExpress. But this is what the final product is going to look like. It's just pumpkins on a vine, and it looks really cool. I really like the art, and I think that will look so cool in the kitchen, like around fall time. So yeah, I haven't done a lot. I just started working on this pumpkin, and I just kind of wanted to see what the colors look like. I did play around with 3 versus 2 strands, and what I settled on was 2 strands because just like the rooster piece, this is 11 count Aida fabric, and it is kind of rough stitching with 3 strands on 11 count. I mean, it was like recommended for the rooster, but it's kind of hard on my fingers. I wear thimbles all the time. I love this, like the like rubbery thimbles. I've tried the metal ones, I've tried the leather ones, and I just really just like these. I don't know. I like these. But I was like, "Oh, I kind of want this to go a little easier. I don't want to have to like shove the needle in there and stuff like that." So I was like, "Let me see what it looks like on with two strands." And like I like it. I think it still looks nice. It's not as like fluffy, but I'm okay with that. I feel like this will also go faster because my hands aren't going to be um hurting as much. Well, not hurting, but like working as hard because it doesn't I don't stitch to the point where my hands hurt. I mean, sometimes that happens, but it's not like a painful experience. But yeah, and but I told myself, Courtney, you cannot. This was just like I got it the first day and I was so excited, and I put those few little stitches in there just to see how it felt, and I tried out the 3 and the 2, but then I was like, I cannot touch this until the rooster is done. Like, this is gonna replace the rooster. It's like the same size, it's the same count, vibes wise, it gives me the same feeling as I'm stitching it that I get from the rooster. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. So let me know what you think. Tell me which of my whips that you are the most excited about. And um, do you have any seasonal stitches that you're working on? This is the first time. Now, I started stitching in, January. So most of the season, the seasonal stuff had passed by then, but I never really saw myself getting into seasonal stitching until very recently. So tell me, like, are you a seasonal stitcher? And, you know, what are you working on at the moment? And yeah, like which of my whips you are the most excited for me to make progress on. And sorry, a bird just flew by my window like really close. So yeah, thanks for joining me. And I'm almost out of time. So that's all I have for you today. So if you liked this video, like the video and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.